welcome to the Enemies of the Fire podcast. This week we get ready to lose to South Korea and Japan. We spin on an assistant coach, and we finally have a game to care about that neither of the hosts are going to. Speaking of, there are only two hosts today, so Jaymes and DPG is doing Father of the Year stuff. Jaymes is doing fantasy football, watching football nonsense, so whatever. Just roast Jaymes in the comments.
Not approved.
Not approved. Not approved. Your PTO was not approved, dog. Anyway, I am FC Neo Tokyo. That is Serena. And how you doing, girl? It's been a week.
Good. Yeah, honestly, I'd say I'm actually missing the fire, which is strange. Again, not that I'm going to go to the next game, but I miss even just watching them. And even I would take watching them lose 4-0. I just miss it, you know?
I needed that.
Not that I want that to happen.
No, please no. We're going to get into how important that New England game is, but I'm with you.
Yeah.
I did not watch enough soccer. I ended up watching 6 Terminator movies. Anyway.
Right, yeah.
I digress. So, we're going to start off with the U.S. men's national team like we always do. It's very clickbaity. Thank you. We appreciate you. Anyway, with that said, so we've talked to death the team, the picks, the blah 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 blahs, the upcoming games that we know nothing about. I mean, Serena, researched Japan a little bit, which they're stronger than I thought they were. I will say.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, honestly, it's more just that I actually looked at the lineup, and when I was looking quickly, I just there were so many names on it, and I just kind of scanned through and I was trying to see if there's anyone that jumped out, and it didn't appear to me at first, but then I realized one of our favorite, Andrew and then Austin, the other Bundesliga watcher, one of the favorite players who just moved to Eintracht Frankfurt, whose name is Ritz Doan. He's on the squad, and he's really good. He just, I think, he had a hat trick last game or a brace.
Oh, wow.
So he's doing really well. He's in form. So he's on. I don't know if he'll start, but he's really good. And then just some other characters that I just kind of forgot about, like Kamara from Palace. Who else was there?
Well,
Mitoma.
They're always good for having a couple Bundesliga and a couple Scottish Premier League players. That's like a good jumping off place in Europe for them. But anywho, with all of that said, that was your hard-hitting analysis. Now we're going to move to the only thing that we're really going to talk about. We're going to take this gobbledy, messed up line or players, and we're going to put together a starting lineup. Now, I say we put together what we want, and then we'll put it up against what we think Ponch will do. But where would you like to start, in the back or in the front?
Okay. Now you got to start.
I got it. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Serena has been drug into some U.S. men's national team talk. You're not necessarily the most rah-rah supporter. You're not a part of Sam's army, are you?
I will say I'm probably better at answering what I think he'll do than what I personally want, which is I don't have much skin in the game. So if you do, I feel like that's how you should start.
Okay. So we're going to start in the back with the goalkeepers. I mean, Roman Salamitano, and Matt Freese and Jonathan Klinsmann. I mean, I mean, welcome back, Jonathan Klinsmann. It's been a good decade, I think, but welcome back. I mean, it's obvious, Matt Freese, right? He's gonna pick Matt Freese, and we want Matt Freese out of these people. My head is going to explode. I still say Chris Brady is the best American keeper in the world right now. Seriously.
As long as you don't look at last game, but yes.
Even last game wasn't... Well,
again, everyone has blips.
He had one problem, but
yeah.
Anyway, so Matt Freese. All right, defenders. This is where it gets fun. We got Max Arfston. There's no way I can say... No, I don't even know who some of these dudes are. I don't know who Nahaki Banks.
Yes.
Did I say that correctly?
No idea.
Thank you. Tristan Blackman and Serginho Dest, Alex Freeman, Nathan Harriel, Tim Ream, and Chris Richards. I have not heard of the name that I butchered, and I have not heard of Nathan Hare. I think he plays in ML. I don't know. I don't really know. That's the problem with this lineup. We don't know. Anybody in there?
Drop it in the comments if you know. If anybody knows.
Yes, if anyone has any knowledge. I mean, this is easy. One of my absolute favorite players in the world, Serginho Dest, must start. I don't care if it's on the right or the left, but I'd start him on the left. He works well with Pulisic, because then you can start. Then you can start. What's his name? Freeman on the right, because I've personally seen enough of Max Arfston. Right, because that's the other option, right? Is Arfston on the left and Serginho Dest on the right, which I have a shocking feeling he's going to do. I mean, honestly, who knows what he's going to do? I got a bad feeling he might start Dest as a right winger with Pulisic on the left, type of thing.
Oh God,
I mean,
I hope not.
You say
he's just trying things out, though. You're right. Yeah.
You say that for Serginho
I mean, the
Dest.
whole point of this, right, is him to he's just testing, and he's trying to test the limits of the squad depth and whatever. So he might be doing some real messed up things.
Well, that's the big question, right? That's why everybody was mad. Is this his guys, or is he just really throwing shit at the wall to like we said last week? It's obvious who the best players on the there's an obvious best 11. So why not just try everyone else? But I don't know. But anyway, Tim Ream and Chris Richards has to play in the middle. I say Dest and Freeman. That's my call. Do I hear any dissent?
No.
She does not care.
I'm good with that. I mean, yeah, I feel like Dest, no Arfston, those I'm behind that. The rest.
Speaking of Serginho Dest, you forget that he started on the wing for a Barcelona team. That did happen in reality. Anyway, in the midfield.
But Poch won't. We'll get to that later.
Oh, no.
Sorry.
No, actually, this is the perfect time. Let's bring that up. Pochettino said the dumbest thing on planet Earth. He said, yeah, I'm ready for Real Madrid. Get me out of here. No,
he was a quote machine. It's nothing else.
Oh, man. But yeah, so he's like, I would never coach for Barcelona because I'm an Espanyol fan. It's like, who asked you? You're not really...
Who asked you?
You're not really doing a bang-up job.
Not the level... Yeah, trust me, I think you're safe.
Yeah, I think you're good. I don't think they're going to call. Oh, my God. It boggles the mind because it really just seems like with every time this dude opens his mouth, he did not know what he signed up for. He had no idea. And I said this in the group chat. I'll let you guys in on a secret. When the pictures started coming out of Pochettino on game day and meeting Matthew McConaughey, I was like, could you imagine if U.S. Soccer had tried to hire Pep and was like, you got to do this? Pep would be like, no, I would rather eat a gun. No. But Pochettino just having a good time, I guess. Let him live his best life. Anyway.
Yeah.
The midfield. This is where things actually start to turn around for me. We have Tyler Adams, Sebastian Berhalter, Luca De La Torre, Diego Luna, Jack McGlynn, and Sean Jaworski. Sean... that's that... where does he play? Why can't I think of it? Columbus. Boy, for me, it's really easy. You got to play Luca and Tyler and Diego Luna, right? I mean, or am I a crazy person?
Exactly. And I'd say Berhalter also, but definitely those three.
Berhalter's got this I've got to see more. And part of the problem is I'm not watching him. I don't watch him, but I got to see more. He really didn't have a professional career at the beginning. He just went anywhere his dad was coaching, right? So You know,
Yeah, I watched him, honestly. I watched him a little bit in the CONCACAF Cup or whatever that was called. The games I watched, I thought he played pretty well. He had a great free kick um, goal, and yeah, I think it was pretty good. And I like supporting because I think it's hilarious that Greg is his dad. But yeah, I do agree. Like from a larger scale, he probably needs a little more experience, or just we need to see more of him. But he'd be like my add-on.
my plus one.
Yeah.
All right. So then the forward line. Wow, oh my god. Oh, we forgot Christian Roldan is going to be a part of that midfield. Enjoy like my answer is still the same.
Yeah.
Cuz Luca De La Torre, like,
Yeah.
I think he shouldn't have come back to MLS. I think he could have done the thing still in Europe, but I was salivating over him. I thought the Fire needed exactly Luca De La Torre, but he's a part of the, one of the best teams in the league. And then you got Tyler Adams, which, from what I understand, has literally just picked up from where he left off at the end of last season, being one of the better defensive midfielders in the Premiership, which is a shocking thing to say out loud. But, it's pretty cool. All right. So anyway, then we go to the forwards. So we got Damian Downs, who I personally don't know a ton about. But do you
Love him?
Where is he at? What's his deal?
I think he plays for Southampton maybe now. Something like that. But he used to play for Cologne. And then when they got promoted, he moved. So he literally just moved. I think it's Southampton.
Yeah,
he was really good at Cologne.
I mean, U.S. guys do seem to shine in the Bundesliga. It is a thing. Anyway, Damian Downs, who you know more about, Christian Pulisic, Josh Sargent, Tim Weah, Alex Zendejas, and Florian Balogun. So, it's hard. I mean, it's hard not to just stick with what Greg was doing. I just feel like Greg had bad tactics.
Yeah.
He had the right players, bad tactics, like Tim Weah on the right, Christian Pulisic on the left, and I am mostly a Balogun over Sargent guy, but honestly, you can't argue with what Josh Sargent has been like. He's same as Tyler Adams. He kind of picked up literally where he left off at the end of last season. Because remember, he was hurt for a huge chunk of last season for Norwich, and then I'm pretty sure he was a part of the team at the end of the year and played pretty well. And now he's just already killing it. Like, that guy, I'm glad he didn't move. I know everybody wanted to see him in the Bundesliga, but like, dude, Josh Sargent has the opportunity to have a statue, or at least a bar or a sandwich named after him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
But I don't know. I would go with Josh Sargent. I think he played the hot hand. I know he literally has never scored in the last 50 years for the U.S., but like,
I mean, so are we talking? This is the lineup we want for, because I think we have 2 games coming up. So depending on the opponent, we put one in, the other, sub the other one in later, and the second game start one and sub the other. I think they bring different things to the game, and the opponents are also different. Like Japan, and I don't know again a ton about it, but I feel like Japan is more possession. South Korea is more pressing and structure. So maybe different guys for different teams. I don't know.
Well, I mean, that's the reasonable answer, but what I'm trying to go for is take this group and pick the absolute best starting 11 out of this group.
Okay.
So that, I mean,
they're both. You think. Who did you pick? You picked Sargent.
I think Sargent, because he's already like on a tear right now. But the problem is, like, no matter how good he plays for his club, he's always asked for the U.S.
A lot of them face that problem.
I mean, you're not wrong, but it's a little harsh. I don't know. I'm going Josh Sargent. Make sure to throw tomatoes when you see me in the streets and leave comments. But
no, I think I agree. I also feel like he's more physical, and I'm always, if someone's more, if someone has that ability, I feel like it's something I like. So I'm with you.
I mean, like I said, I think I think that you can make a strong line. I mean, it falls apart in the back because, I mean, you're the secret sauce of this entire team. The best this team has ever played in my entire life. I don't care about the team that went to the quarterfinals in the World Cup. They were good, but the best a U.S. team has ever looked is when Serginho Dest and Jedi Robinson are on the field at the exact same time. When those two are on the field at the same time, this team looks the part of that team that tied and should have beat England in the 22 World Cup. They look the part of the team that just bossed Mexico in the nation, or not this nation, but in a previous Nations League final, right? They look the part. And it's just, we've gone a full year without them both being on the field at the same time, which is absolutely suck ass.
Beautifully said.
Thank you.
So will you be watching? Will you be watching these games?
You know, I kind of have to. I figured out I actually have access to Peacock on my phone. So
nice.
Here we go. But no, I mean, I don't know, man. It just, this team is so hard to root for. It really has become very hard.
Well, because yeah.
I'll put it this way, like, this is a perfect example. With the Bears season coming up, I'm so excited because the worst people you know are Bears fans, and they are always terrible. True. And it's amazing to watch just the meltdown of the fan base. I used to be a Bears fan, but like now I'm more of a fan of that. Anyway, Speaking of being a fan of things you probably shouldn't be, let's talk about that Leagues Cup final between Miami and Seattle. So.
Yep, another game that neither of us watched.
No, of course not. Like, who's gonna watch it? Oh my God! And here's the best part. I will admit, when I'm at home and like hanging with my girl or playing video games and stuff, my phone gets set like over on the windowsill and I'm just chilling. And I check it like hours apart. So I sit down to watch a movie with Violet and I was like, oh yeah, the Leagues Cup final is on tonight. She goes, oh, you gonna watch that? And I was like, fuck no, I'm not gonna watch that. It's not. And then I saw my phone later that night and I was like, baby, I should have watched that.
Yeah.
So I guess there's two very, very important conversations. Would you like the spicy conversation or the serious conversation?
Well, can we do serious?
The serious
even possible?
The serious conversation is the Seattle Sounders the best ever franchise in Major League Soccer? Or even in all of American soccer?
I mean, like, insofar as like at this exact second, maybe, like, because they won that and they're also doing well, like, just generally. But I feel like that cannot be true.
I would disagree.
In my opinion.
I mean, like,
really?
they started in the league in 2009, in this league. Like, let's back up. Okay, I apologize. I forget that you've recently joined the podcast and you have missed my entire love of Seattle. Like, right? They're the team. They are everything I've ever wanted the Fire to be. I've been so jealous. They sign all of my favorite players. They win. They go to the playoffs. Their stadium is full, and it's a big stadium. Like, they are everything I've ever wanted out of life, and they're another team. And so,
oh no.
But look, like Brian Schmetzer, he coached them through. They were in the A-League, the U.S. Brian Schmetzer is a perfect example of the best thing about American soccer. He played in the NASL for the Seattle Sounders, I believe. If not, it was the A-League. Then he coaches them in the A-League, in the USL. And then when they go to Major League Soccer, they come to him and they say, I'm sorry, dude. You're an amateur coach. We're going to hire Siggy Schmidt, but we're going to keep you on as an assistant. And he works under Siggy Schmidt for 8-9 years? And then when they finally fire Siggy, he comes in as a assistant, as a interim coach, and wins MLS Cup, and he's been coaching ever since. You know what I mean? Like, it's just that huge tradition of just like it's amazing. It's the best thing ever, and I think it's got to be the best franchise in American soccer. Like, what's the alternatives, right? The original Cosmos, right? That's got to be the one that everybody's gonna shout. You've got early '90s DC United, and you got 2010s LA Galaxy. I mean, maybe some insane person who will rise from their grave will tell you Bethlehem Steel, but I don't know. I mean, am I an insane person? What do you think? You seem to be more of I'm irritated that they think they invented soccer.
No. I don't. I mean, honestly, I like them fine. I enjoy watching them. I probably watched more of all the other, of course, not including the Fire, but anybody else. They're probably the team that I've watched the most games of, probably because they happen to also be the team that's in all of the like cup finals and things that are on at weird hours of the night. Right. But yeah, I don't know. I guess just not being, I mean, I could be persuaded. I feel like I can see your point. And I just feel like not being, if they really were the best, wouldn't being number one on the top of the table be easy for them? Like, shouldn't that be like a no-brainer?
Well, we're in a salary cap league, though. If there was not a salary cap, do you not believe Seattle would not be?
And if my grandmother had wheels, she'd be a bicycle, right?
I mean, you're right. I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest. In the last couple years, even this year, right? These are some of the worst Sounders teams by roster, assembly. But yet they're still winning games and going to the playoffs. And, like, I picked them to go to MLS Cup this year. You know what I mean? Like,
Cup. I'm with you. Cup-wise, they're definitely the best. And I don't know, just a little food for thought. Because I feel like, I guess, who's above them? It's not like it's, who is it?
They're in third.
Minnesota, Vancouver.
Right?
Fourth.
Okay, they're in fourth. So, like, yeah, I mean, even just this year with a weaker team than normal for Seattle, they're still killing it. And look, like we joke and I say it all the goddamn time, but the Jordan Morris effect, like Jordan Morris is like stayed there, like I don't know. I'm done gushing over Seattle, but I think they're the best ever.
Have to change the name of the podcast here.
Yeah. Hey, what's his face at Sounder at Heart? Give me a shout. Anyway, so
no, I can be convinced. I see your points. I like them. So
well, and here's the thing. I've been building this case since 2009. So like I understand you didn't come with no more facts for like, oh well, the Cosmos X. I get it, but like. Honestly,
yeah.
I'm laying out my heart here. No, I'm telling you what I think. I think they are the best franchise. Especially like currently for sure, but like especially if you count everything that is the Seattle Sounders all the way back from NASL to today, right? Anyway, you know who doesn't like the Seattle Sounders? Luis or Oh my God! I can't think of his name. Suarez.
Suarez, yeah.
Yeah. So
I love this fight. I love any fight like this. I mean, but I just love a fight, especially in soccer. That's like really like a benches clearing kind of fight.
Yes.
Like they were all in there. I love when the staff gets in there. The spitting was insane. Like that is just like he's obviously not going to get punished in the way that I think he should, but that is like I don't even know how you can just do that to another human being, especially this guy was like old. He's like an older guy. Don't you feel like some sort of shame? Like,
yeah, I understand.
Grown men.
I understand some Spanish speakers have some issues with this, but like, dude, he has been accused of using racial slurs on the field. He has bitten 3 separate people, including Giorgini Collini, and who else did he bite? Oh my God, he's bit 3 separate people.
Who hasn't he bitten?
And like, even the best thing he's ever done was like totally shady. The thing in 2010 where he slapped the ball out of the net. So I don't know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Against Ghana, he just slaps the ball out of the net, and then Ghana misses the
I
penalty.
forgot. Oh my god.
Oh
Yeah.
god. Even the coolest thing he's ever done, sleazy as hell. And like just spitting on a dude, like, come on. You know in practice this dude has stepped on 6,325 ankles.
Yeah.
So
and you don't even want to think about what he's doing behind closed doors. I mean, I'm already scared.
this dude Nigel de Jong's hangs out. Anyway, so you brought it up. Okay, I thought MLS disciplinary shit came out on Thursday. Peel the curtain back. This is Thursday. We haven't heard nothing. So, like, what would you do to Suarez? What would your punishment be?
I mean, honestly, I feel and this may be wrong, but I feel like it's what he did was worse than if he had done something to another player. I feel like there should be a limit. I mean, of course, maybe the staff members, if they gave up that right by not by being in that fight, but I don't know. I at least 4 games I would do. I mean, if it were like me actually doing it, I'd be like, you're done for the end of the season.
Really? So
or like maybe like playoffs you can come back, but like yeah, I don't know. I just found it like I just found it so embarrassing and like ugh. Yeah.
So do you think the suspension should count towards MLS games, or are you a believer of like the whole, well, he's suspended for 9 Leagues Cups games?
I feel like probably just league.
Okay. Well, like Quantum Blanco is still suspended from the U.S. Open Cup, just so you know.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Anyway,
damn.
So okay, that's fine. Like, yeah, I'd be like, dude, you 10 games, no Leagues Cup games, like,
yeah,
who cares? Yeah, I would say he could escape no MLS game penalty if you let the old guy kick him in the nuts one good time, and then I think that we could call it all square. I don't know, man.
I like that read.
So like what? It's like a normal fight. Nobody's doing anything. Somebody's got to hit somebody in a headlock, and then Suarez just spits on somebody. Like, so should there be any other suspensions?
Really on him,
like in his face, right? Like,
yeah. And it's like you can. I mean, the amount of spit that has to come out of your mouth to be able to see it on camera. Like you could see it come out of his mouth and hit the dude. I'm like, ugh.
At velocity,
also
too.
You, but so disrespectful. I mean, ugh. Honestly, yeah, I'd probably rather get punched than spit on. Like,
whoa, 100%, 100%.
Yeah. Like I think, yeah.
Yeah, that I don't know, man. I know a lot of people are screaming about MLS game suspensions. You know my thought, like, dude, it's good television. MLS is finally fun, and that's the other serious topic is like. Not just the Suarez thing, but Messi kind of getting a little prickly here at the end of this season. The MLS faithful have really turned against Miami, and I think they're all missing the point of why they hate Miami, because they want them like out of the league, and they shouldn't get away with this. Is like, no, they're the perfect heel. This is amazing, Yeah,
they're the reality television angle of MLS that I'm always saying to Andrew. A lot of this. Sports generally, like baseball is big on this, but soccer too. It's reality television. You're watching these games. Part of it is you want to see what these players are doing and how they're interacting with each other. It's obviously not all on the pitch stuff because we're talking about all this, that's like a huge part of the industry is how people are interacting after games, before games, and all of that. And so, like you said, they're kind of like the only ones shouldering their weight there. Like, we need more drama. Everyone else, actually, I think that's the key. Everybody else needs more drama.
I totally agree. This is the kind of shit we need. Like, like you guys were all, well, not you, but the Jaymes and DPG were kind of anti Jack Grealish to the fire. And I was like, why?
Oh my God, I love him.
Serena, we share a mind. We share a mind because Jack Grealish, that was what I wanted.
My fave.
Oh, God.
And honestly, look at him now. He moved to Everton, and that was what he needed. He's like their hero now. He's doing so well. He just needed to get off that toxic Man City squad and coaching and like style of play. He would have flourished the fire. I would have loved it.
Oh, it would have been beautiful. Yeah.
But
All you need in
I
your life
digress.
is for me to declare you dead, and then your team gets way better. Because Philly's about to win the Supporter Shield after I claimed they were dead, and after I said Everton was getting relegated, they're like, "Nah, dog, we got Jack Grealish."
Yeah.
But anyway, I
Nice
digress.
thunder cab.
So Miami lost another player, by the way, that Kremeshki or whatever. I can never.
Right.
Why am I the one trying to pronounce these names?
Rameshi?
Thank you. He's going to Parma.
Rameshi. I don't know.
And why did Parma come and like just they were after every American or MLS player on planet Earth? They signed at least 2 other MLS players, I think. There was that other team too that came and started pilfering. Who was it? They signed Mihalovic. Or no, that was Toronto. Anyway, I can't think of who it was. But
Yeah, I was gonna say
Parma's all in on it because they wanted that Gio Reyna.
I mean, yeah, exact. Well, true, and I feel like part of it is probably like a marketing angle. Like these teams see that Pulisic is, first of all, the American market. All of the European teams, even as much as the European fans don't want to admit it, all of these European teams want as much as possible to start catering to American audiences because they see how much Americans are willing to spend on stuff because we're used to spending crazy amounts of money on everything.
Right.
B, just how kind of, it can be like for us, the European clubs and just even following European club has some sort of prestige or something. So like, I mean, Spain's trying to move their games to the US and so that they can make that money. All these teams I feel like are trying to grow their American audience. And I feel like if Parma specifically, I'm like, I don't know why they more than other Serie A teams would be doing it, but I can see if, I imagine that's probably something that they're thinking is like, how can we get our own Pulisic?
Yeah, for real, because if you can get a country's best player, like look at Sun. I bet a bunch of South Korean people bought Apple Plus memberships. You know what I mean? Like
exactly.
So
it was like Shohei coming to the Dodgers. Like all of a sudden, like you got viewership is like up by the 50,000s.
and honestly, like this is the whole thing about the stadium I keep talking about. What the European teams know is that there are 1 billion soccer fans in this country, and like MLS needs to go after more of them, or even just be that person's second team. You know what I mean? If the Fire was everybody in Chicago's second team, we'd sell 60,000 tickets. You know what I mean? If even the Celtic fans, the whoever. Which, by the way, boy, did we.
Dortmund fans, trust me,
Boy, did we rattle? Did we rattle the cage of those Scottish Premier League fans?
Last episode.
Yeah, there was some comments.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of, please leave a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. We've got to take a break and come back with some more fun. Fun, I swear. There's a lot of fun. Anyway, peace. Welcome back, fellow enemies to the fire. We are here because that sound that you hear is the absolute shutting of the transfer windows for all sorts of countries around the world. Serena, you mentioned this. After MLS's window shut, I kind of gave up. I stopped caring. But you wanted to know what our favorite moves were. What were some of your favorite ones? I want to know what you cared about, what was interesting to you.
All right. Yeah, I just have to go with Malik Tillman to Leverkusen. That's an obvious one for, but obviously Leverkusen fan and also American or Yank, as some might say. So yeah, I got to go with that one. And I think he had his first goal. It was an awful game last weekend, but he did have his first goal, and it was a really good goal. And
it was a good goal.
I'm excited to see what he's going to do. Yeah, it was awesome. And he just seems like a nice dude. So I'm just happy to have him on the team. And yeah, I'm excited about that. There are a few others that, I mentioned Grealish to Everton. I guess was not a recent transfer that happened a few weeks ago or longer. But I like that one, obviously, for him. There are a few that I'm done hearing about. Like, honestly, Alexander Isaac. Isaac. I'm like, I don't need to hear any, whatever. It happened. Like, let's move on. I'm done with it.
Thankfully, it happened. I think it's for best for all involved. Newcastle finish 13th and come back next year and spend $1 billion. Do what you do.
Yeah. Although I will say the one weird thing is there was like this weird circuitous thing where if he had gone, no, actually, sorry. We'll get to that later. I'm getting ahead of myself.
You're getting ahead of yourself. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So
what about you?
Well, for me, it's mostly the Americans, which I'm frantically trying to find the list that I saw earlier in my phone because I'm an
oh yeah, you sent it.
Organized mess. But with that said, like mostly I like the funny ones, like Matt Turner ending up at New England. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Like after I said Conrad De La Fuente like retired to model, all of a sudden he signed for somebody. Like just all sorts of crazy stuff. Where is this list? I'm gonna die. So really, you know what the big one is? Paxton Aronson to Colorado. That's kind of one of the funnest ones. That's a big gamble for a weird, like, it just, I don't know. It's just so MLS. It's so MLS. It's perfect. Seriously though, I'm glad I literally looked at this. I'm glad because it happened so long ago I forgot about it. The best one ever is Johnny Cardoso to Atletico Madrid. Like,
yeah,
I love Atletico Madrid. I like their kind of just like hair on fire, destroyer press like style run till you
honestly
puke.
I hate them, but
you what?
Fair enough. At least they have. I hate them, but I'm glad. I respect that they have a specific style. That's not nowadays less common. So give them credit for that. But honestly, I find them so irritating, especially when you're watching them play your team. Like they're just so annoying. And like honestly, now that what's his name is not there anymore. Now that he's on Miami, God, what's his name?
Oh, DePaul.
Yeah, he was like my least favorite. So
I'm
now that he's gone, maybe it's a little better.
Well, I mean, Johnny's his replacement, right? So I think it's a perfect fit for Johnny. It sounds like he's already playing well. I mean, he's definitely like a jerk on the field, right? Which just he fits in perfectly with those.
That tracks.
Yep,
exactly.
It's just fits in perfectly. I mean, oh man! And then one of my favorite players, Tim Weah. I don't know. It feels like such a lateral move. Like it should be one I celebrate because it's definitely like guaranteed playing time. But Juventus to Marseille, it just
yeah. And Marseille is an evil team. So
oh, why? What do I not know about Marseille?
Isn't that the one? I think it's the one that it has all the rapists on it.
No.
It's like they call it like Prison FC because oh God, what's his name? He's like a former Arsenal guy.
Oh my God! Oh God, not Party, right?
Yeah, him. Oh, well, not anybody. Yeah, he's I guess going to actual prison. No, different guy. Shoot, this is gonna kill me.
No. So now I'm sad. Tim Weah, what are you doing?
I mean, obviously that's no, not everybody there is a rapist, and I think it doesn't say anything about him.
No, just but, my sweet Timothy Weah. What's wrong, bud?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm looking at this list. What's a really big deal that we talked about and just laughed off is Patrick Ajamang to Derby County. Because like that's
we talked. I think we talked about like my first episode.
Yeah, well, it happened like at the first week of the transfer window, like when they were at the Gold Cup, right? So, and I say it's important because he has physical tools to be a very good player. And this is the kind of move when those kind of kids start making these kind of moves to get better and better and better. And so hopefully he stays on the path. We mostly see an American make this move and get passed over and passed over and passed over and then come back. That's the usual, progression of things. But hopefully that does not happen here.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it smells like Derby County's been doing well, but they have time to turn around.
Oh yeah, so Jesus, it's how many games do they play? Like 48.
Like 2. Oh yeah.
They play so many games in the championship, but I mean,
They do.
and below, because
nuts.
it's just
Yeah.
it's wild.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, the transfer window is always kind of one of the funnest things when it's closed. Like most of the time, when it closes, I feel very little hope because the Fire do nothing. At least this time they did something.
Yeah.
Well, yet to be seen how good. But like, if the other moves that they've done are any indication, it'll be okay.
Yeah.
So I forget what I was doing, but I was out somewhere. And in the group chat, all of a sudden, a distraught Serena started posting. So, we're checking in with you, girl. Erik ten Hag, out after 3 games.
Yeah, it's really crazy. And it really was 2 league games and 1 cup game. Yeah, it's really just nuts. I mean, I've seen a lot of varying opinions. Some people are like, honestly, they saw the mistake. It's better to just cut the cord when it obviously isn't working. It's better to do it now. A lot of teams would just wait it out just for the sake, because they're like, well, we hired this guy and it would be crazy to fire him. It seemed like it really was not working. Like, just, I mean, and clearly it wasn't. Watching them play, they had like, could do a whole segment on that. Like, just, they had no plans. It was clearly like they didn't even like know each other, and it's basically a whole new team at this point. So, you know, we definitely needed some sort of emotional, like, the coach needs to help people learn about how each other plays and all that, and clearly none of that was happening. The last game was one of the more disheartening games I've seen. We lost. It was 3-1, and the other team had a red card, and the other team came back, which, yeah, just not good. So, all that being said, part of me still just feels like it's still insane to fire somebody after 2 league matches and 1 cup match. Like, I can't help it. I feel a little bad for him just because it is so insane. But then also at the same, like, the day after this happened, there were these, so many articles in like the German press about all of these things that had been crazy about him, and like all these things that he had done that they didn't like, and that were just, things that made it clear it wasn't going to work aside from just the game performance and the results. And all of that stuff did seem pretty bad. Then again, that's probably Leverkusen trying to cover their ass a little bit. So, got to pick what you're going to believe. But I will say it does feel obvious that for this to actually have happened, something must have been happening off the pitch. Like, it can't just be the game results. Like, there must have just been, some major disagreements with the way he was treating the players, or like, again, it's a very brand new squad. If you don't know how to make that work, and that I think would be pretty clear pretty early on, and better to just cut the cord. So, yeah, my rant.
No, that's fine. No, you're always so full of information. That's wonderful. So I forget if you said it in the group chat or on the show last week, but like you said, he's only ever failed at Manchester United. Now he's failed here at Leverkusen.
Yeah. Not looking good for him.
No, it's not. I mean, somebody will give him a gig, but so what are you even in the window shopping? Are you looking? Or I mean, Jose Mourinho is free.
God. Yeah, that's one of the names tossed up to my chagrin. I think that would be pretty bad. I don't want that to happen. Apparently, the new coach will be announced before next Tuesday, which seems oddly specific to me. But that apparently it's international break this weekend. So right now, I guess they have Ten Hag's assistant coaches who stayed behind. Even like he brought them in, and they stayed. They're coaching the team right now. Or what's left of the team who's not at the their international teams. But yeah, apparently it'll be coming out soon. There are a lot of names in contention. Honestly, I don't even know. Like, it's such a shit show. I don't even know. I feel like Big Ange, he's one that's, he's available. It's a name that's been tossed up. That's probably the one that I would want the most. I think
really?
It's like the least offensive one. Yeah, sadly.
Wow. So, like, I kind of in my heart of hearts want him to take Pochettino and have us as the U.S. hire Jose Mourinho.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I guess
I don't want him. I don't want Poch.
I guess I'm of the age where I lived through the special one. You just have seen the guy in Turkey yelling at people. Oh.
Fair.
But no, in all
And I
seriousness,
mean, he just got fired, so I don't think
but his last couple of stops,
would add some drama.
Yeah, I mean, Leverkusen would always be relevant.
That's true.
So,
well, and I think that was the downside of Ten Hag too, is like all that pressure about every time something was happening, every time we lost, the international football community is like, oh, like Ten Hag's team lost and it sucks. And I feel like that also just isn't good. Like nobody wants that. No one wants to be the subject of that. So,
ooh,
yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Whoever they hire, you got to think it's on an interim basis. They're probably gonna see what's available at the end of the season. And I mean, I made the joke about Pochettino, but like Pochettino will be available at the end of the season, because after the World Cup.
Yeah.
So, there's a lot out there. I mean, what's his name? Southgate still needs a job, I think.
Oh, God. No, thank you. I guess I'm not in the position to be saying like, no, we don't want you and you. But still no, thank you.
No, don't settle. Don't settle. You know your self-worth and don't settle. Anyway, so as an American fan, should I be worried that that Malik Tillman is just now completely on an island and may or may not be rated by whoever else comes in?
I don't think so. I think he has the number 10 role and jersey. I think he's good, and I will say I don't think he played, other than the goal, I don't think he had like the most amazing performance. I think he was still injured. He was just coming off injury. This is his first game not being injured. I think he probably, like most of them do, like there was probably still a little bit of residual injury. So I'm thinking that's, once that's fully healed up and this international break will probably be good for that. He'll be performing even better. And yeah, I'm not worried about that.
Okay. She's not worried about that. So, we go from the Bundesliga to something that people are going to have to start worrying about again. As of today, the announcement has been Liga MX is going to reinstate promotion relegation. So,
right.
Did you notice it was gone?
I'll say I don't watch enough to notice. No.
Yeah, honestly, there's a big giant part of me that thinks I should kind of get more into Mexican soccer. And then there's an even bigger part of me that just wants to lay around the couch and play video games. So that usually wins. But to be fair, we all know how I feel about CONCACAF. I want to see everybody good. I want to see everybody get better, right? But
yeah.
So I am legitimately shocked. I don't want to do a big preamble, but I want to ask you a question here. I have for a long time said that long before America will ever have Pro Rel, the other leagues in the world will want the NFL model. And so I really feel like we're closer to England stopping promotion relegation than America getting it. Right? So with that kind of thought said, I am legitimately shocked that Liga MX reinstated it. What are your thoughts? Or have you just been, soccer is pure and I don't even think about it. I'm watching promotion relegation. It's beautiful.
You're asking my thoughts on promotion relegation?
Well, just, yeah, like, in general, do you think...
Yeah, I mean, do I think we should get it?
Well, no, of course. I mean, we both agree. But, like, is that a shock to you that a league halted it and then reinstated it? Because I thought as soon as you take it away, the fat cats...
Yeah. It is shocking. It's shocking to me. I will say, I don't know enough about, like, the reasoning behind it. Like, there must have been something... I just wonder what prompted them to bring it back. Like, there must have been something that happened or, like, something they were noticing that they, didn't like about not having it. And I just wonder what that is. Because, like you said, like, it does feel like once you get rid of it and it's trending in that direction, that more people are going to be getting rid of it. It just feels... something must have happened for you to bring it back.
Yeah,
I don't know what that something really is. I'm very curious.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, maybe the Mexican clubs had enough sway. That is always the thing, is the club owners have control over the FMF, as opposed to say, U.S. soccer. I feel like, despite the conspiracy theories of MLS quotas, I still feel as though U.S. soccer kind of is the tip of their own spear, right? So
yeah,
I was shocked. I was shocked to hear it came back. They stopped it because of COVID, which legitimate excuse, and I'm shocked it's back. I am really shocked. And yes, I totally agree. We should have pro rel. I think it would be a beautiful thing.
I guess I'm looking at it now, and it says that when it happened, they agreed on a certain number of years for it to, like, the suspension of it was pre-agreed upon, and that this is just that ending. Which, if that's true, makes, I guess, a little bit more sense. But still, I'm still, obviously, same things apply. Like, you'd expect that once they were doing it and they had the benefits of whatever they were, the financial benefits, that they would think, well, there's no reason for us to go back. So I don't know.
Well, and who knows how strong the Mexican court system is? Maybe that contract was pretty ironclad. So who knows? But yeah,
true.
Shocker. Rich people decided to not monopolize something. Interesting.
Yeah, shock.
Okay.
It really is.
So before we take a break and get to the fire stuff, I know we're jumping around a lot, but it's World Cup qualifier season, baby. I love it. I love the World Cup qualifiers. I'm actually legitimately sad that we're not in them. I said this in the group chat, so it'll sound a little repetitive, but man, it's more fun even than the tournament. The tournament's such a crapshoot. Like, look, the USMNT were not we're not semifinal material, but they almost made a semifinal, right? Whereas like last World Cup, our team was actually playing probably better than any team had ever played, and still finished in the same spot, right? So it's like, it's a crapshoot. So the qualifying is the ups and the downs and the rip your heart out and the scream into your pillow and the cry and then the get so drunk you pass out from celebrating. Like, the World Cup qualifiers is where it's at. So,
wow, yeah, you really must be sad then.
I mean, it's the beautiful game. That's where the beauty comes in.
Yeah.
And like,
yeah, the surprise upsets. Speaking of,
yeah, Trinidad and Tobago beating America constantly. Panama consistently beating America.
Yep.
Anyway,
all good stuff.
So anyway, we bring this up because I saw something fun. Former Fire player Kai Kamara with a goal from outside the box with his left foot or his right foot. Nope, it was a header.
Yep.
How often do you see the outside of the box header? I don't remember the last time I saw one.
I don't even know how it happens. Like even watching that video, you're like, it must have been like really windy. I don't even
It's just gonna hit perfectly.
No idea.
Where it just gets that speed. But
yeah,
God, 47-year-old Kai Kamara doing it, still doing it.
65-year-old.
106-year-old Kai Kamara. Unbelievable. No,
he's awesome. I love him. I miss him.
Oh, good. Dude, one of those players that like is ahead of his time, right? He think about his MLS career, but started in 2017, right? Like, how big of a star on social media is he? You know what I mean? How big are those celebrations? Like, I still think about that.
We missed out.
One of my favorites, the one I still think about, is when it was the Crew still had the very first logo, and he scored. It was the year he took him to the MLS Cup, and I don't remember who it was. It was security or it was like somebody with the club, but they all got the hard hats and did the whole like logo thing. It was awesome. It was amazing. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
Dude, Kai Kamara is the best.
Oh, that is cute. I'm looking at a picture. Yeah.
Dude, he had some really good celebrations. And I feel like he kind of like popularized the heart hands celebration in the around the world. So anyway, Kamara doing awesome things. Another man doing awesome things. The thing that blew my mind. MLS fans will notice Danny Bouanga, who plays for Gabon. How do you pronounce that properly? Whatever.
Gabon. I think you're
okay.
right. Yeah.
And then I'm gonna look to you, girl. I have tried to pronounce things all night. Can you pronounce who they played?
Seychelles.
Okay, I love it. So Danny Bouanga had a hat trick, and god damn, you talk about the beautiful game. This game looked like it was played on a high school pitch, dude. It was beautiful. It was beautiful, man. And I don't know. I love it. I love the idea of MLS having star players in smaller nations and having the guys who miss out on their national teams for like the Italies and stuff being in the league. You know what I mean? Like, I just have this hope of MLS being like the best league in the Americas. So everybody from the whole up and down come and like, yes, I understand Danny Bouanga is from Africa, but no, it's like the same principle, right? Get these guys at this mid stage of their career, get them from 19 or 20 to like 23 to 24, sell them to a bigger club. Like, I don't know. It's a good system, but I don't know.
And a true hat trick too, all in one half. A true German hat trick, as they'd say.
Oh, you're so good at this transition thing, because that's who I was going to bring up next. Something's right with the world, because Germany lost their opening World Cup qualifier. Did you watch this game?
Yeah.
Do you have any idea of anything? No.
I didn't watch. I usually do watch these, honestly, but I, have a job, so I happen to actually also have meetings during it. So I did not watch. I sometimes I do. I like watching. I like the Germany national team. I following the Bundesliga. You just know who all these guys are, and it's always more fun to watch when you know who the people are.
Exactly.
So. And then, Wirtz, obviously, I'm a huge fan, so I was kind of trying to keep up on him. So I was looking at the score. Not good. Yeah, just did not look like a good performance. I think I do think I think Slovakia had a, game than they were expecting. Their goalkeeper had an amazing game, so he blocked a lot of shots. As you'd expect, Germany, I think, had possession and took more shots, but the defense of Germany just sounds like it fell apart. I watched the highlights. It's harder to tell in highlights, but some mistakes, and they gotta not do that again if they're gonna do well. But
I hate to say one of the most ignorant American things possible, but could you imagine if there was still a Czechoslovakian and or Yugoslavian team? My God, some of these Slovakia is not a slouch. This is not a minnow beating Germany, right? Like this is
it's like a mid-sized fish.
Yeah, exactly. Like this is not like the end of it's not the end of the world, even though I wish it were for Germany. But but still, like Slovakia is a strong team. But man, if it's some of those nations were like, I mean, good God, you have Serbia who's killing it. Like who else? Slovenia is,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Czech Republic. The Czech Republic used to be a lot better, but man, it's
Patrick
wild.
Schick, Leverkusen player.
So, I don't know. Do you think Germany can finally turn this thing around, because they have kind of sucked for about 2 straight years with honestly, if you think about it, the only good game they've played in 2 years has been against the U.S. in a friendly where they smashed them.
I mean, they almost made the finals of the Euros.
No.
Was that 2 years ago? That was last year, right?
No, There's no way they were that deep in the Euros. Didn't they get bounced?
Lost to Spain. They lost to Spain, the finalists, and they lost because of a handball against Cucurella that the UEFA then admitted was a handball, and Germany should have gotten a penalty. So we took Spain to extra time. I'm going to say we. They took Spain to extra time. It was the quarterfinals, I think.
Hold on here. I'm so shocked at this. I guess you're right. They made the quarters. Yes, they made the quarters.
And they came very close to beating Spain, who ended up winning. Like, I think genuinely, if Germany had been in the final, do I think it would have been as decisive as Spain versus England? No, but I think Germany could have probably. It would have been a tough game for England also.
That is an improvement because they were not playing well going into the Euros, and I don't think they've played.
Yeah. It's Wirtz and Musiala. And Musiala is also injured, so that doesn't help them right now. And hopefully he'll be back before. I mean, I think he will definitely be back before the World Cup. So I don't know.
Oh, God.
But I still don't know what happened today. I mean, it was a way worse performance than they should have had.
Well, I mean that happens all the time. And I guess the one last thing to mention that I thought that I just saw that was hilarious was the bees. Where was that? Apparently there was a huge bee like swarm that went through a Tanzanian game. Okay, so there was a Tanzanian game and everybody got down on the ground, like laid down flat because there was this huge swarm of did they say specifically what kind of bees? Oh, of course not. So giant swarm of bees.
I just saw bees. Yeah.
That's kind of funny, man. Like, not that you never want anybody to get hurt or like stung, but just like, it's kind of funny when everybody's just like, okay, we're just gonna deal with this. Like, everybody lay down.
Nature. Yeah, I mean, been there. We've all been there. You're at a barbecue or whatever, and some yellow jackets like not leaving you alone. We're all human.
I have knock on wood, I have never been stung in my life. At least I don't think so.
Me neither.
Hey, well, one of us just jinxed ourselves.
I know, we're cursed.
Anyway, all right. I think we're going to call that a segment. I think it's time to talk about the Chicago Fire. If you had nearly as much fun talking about all the nonsense around the world as we did, please give us a like, subscribe. We're on our way to 500. That's what we're looking for. We're going to hit 500 subscribers. It's going to be lit. Anyway, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Peace. Welcome back, fellow enemies of the Fire. We are here to talk about the Chicago Fire. But before we do, Serena, there has been big news. Did you hear the big news?
Which big news is the question?
Well, we talked to death just about everything else in this episode, but the Chicago, I will continue to call them Red Stars because Chicago Stars just does not roll off the tongue. But the Red Stars,
and because they're all communists.
Okay, God willing. Anyway,
right? That's what we think because it says Red Star. They must be communists.
Yeah, I'm sure. Never mind. I'm just gonna leave that alone. Just, whew. Anyway, well, the Chicago Red Stars are moving. They're out of Bridgeview, becoming the second soccer team to do that. Well, no, the third actually, because the Fire 2 are playing at UIC instead. So anyway, so becoming the third soccer team to move out of Bridgeview, and they will be playing at that stadium in Evanston that the Evanston football team plays at. That's really pretty, but way further north than I thought it was.
Yeah, and also my friend that I was with yesterday, she said that stadium is also going to get torn down, or that stadium's like a temporary stadium also. So
I thought it was a temporary stadium.
I guess anything's better than SeatGeek.
Well, you say that, but like a lot of people seem to love SeatGeek. I mean, that's the thing.
Yeah.
SeatGeek, like I can't believe people are so. You know how the games are at SeatGeek? That's going to be what the new stadium feels like. That's how many people will be there. Like it. Exactly. Anyway, I digress. Like,
it's not going to be like terribly inconvenient for anybody from the city to go to. I'm going to wait an hour and a half in traffic to get in.
Oh, God, that's terrible. Now, anyway, so what was the last time you were at Evanston for anything?
Got to be years. Never go there.
Well, Old Boy's Family's a little bit closer to there, but not really that much closer. But
yeah, they live like by Wrigley Field. Yeah.
so the Red Stars, forgive me for being so ignorant. When did the Red Stars start? Because they've been in Bridgeview the whole time, right? In their whole existence. Well, wait, I think maybe there was a year or two there they were playing somewhere else. But you know,
No
for
idea.
all the fans that they've put together, you know, like this is like the complete opposite of like having Soldier Field people go to SeatGeek. It's you're going so far north. Like, do you worry that they're going to lose any of the traction they've built, or really did that kind of whole scandal with what's his nuts kind of do that, and now it's time to do something new?
I don't know. I feel like I've been to, I mean, again, I'm not an expert on them by any means. I went to one game, so that's my expertise. I feel like the fan base seemed pretty dedicated in a way that I imagine they would probably still go. It does suck for them though. I mean, if that fan base does live, I suspect that some of that fan base, the like diehards, live more like in the city or centrally, and we're going out already to SeatGeek. But that's just a guess. I'm sure there are plenty that live by SeatGeek and around that and went to it as like a fun thing to do with their kids. And I feel sorry for them because they probably won't be making that trek. But I do think a big chunk of them, they seemed like they had a lot of dedicated fans who probably would still do it. But I'm sure that's some of the calculus that they were counting on.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, they were really well supported, and then a lot of bad shit came out. And ever since, it's almost like the only good people still fighting the good fight are almost punished for it, right? I mean, there's diehard faithfuls at the Fire games that also were Red Star diehards that left, and that's crazy to see. And so, I don't know, any change at this point I think is good. Anything to kind of restart the idea of the franchise. I personally have this pie in the sky love of the idea of like the Red Stars, Chicago Fire 2, and the Chicago Fire all playing at the same place. And honestly, let's get real. What does this leave for Bridgeview? I mean, that boondoggle of a stadium to begin with.
Nothing.
Now the only team I know of right now is the Hounds, which is the rugby team.
Yeah, rugby.
And
it's exploding, and we just don't know about it. Maybe they actually pushed everybody else out because they have too much. They have too many fans. they need more of the schedule.
From what I understand, and I could be wrong, they do okay for that league, right? They do okay. Pardon me. But like there used to be Major League Lacrosse. Does that even exist anymore? They used to play there. I never saw a game. But like I'm looking it up right now. Does Major League Lacrosse exist?
Would you go to a game of Major League?
Oh, I would.
If I gave you a free ticket, would you go?
Yeah, I would go if I could.
It does not exist anymore. You're right. MLL was Men's Field Lacrosse League.
Yeah, but it merged with another league in 2020. So weird. Okay, so I don't even know if they still. Yeah, it does not look like there's a Chicago team anymore, right? Like, it looks like they were doing a lot of shit right in the year 2020, which we all know what probably derailed all that. But, like, I don't know. It's a nice stadium. It's not near a ton of stuff, but, like, it's not the hardest thing to get to. It's not the hardest thing to get out of. It just, I don't know, man. It just, this whole stadium jumping thing, we're watching. I mean, I hate to bring in the politics. We're watching like the snake eat its own tail of capitalism, like around us with the whole stadium talk. Because, I don't know what you think.
I will say though, the one anti-capitalist thing about it is we're going from. I mean, the Red Stars Red Stars are going from a car-centric stadium to a transit. The stadium that's probably more accessible via transit. You take the metro to Evanston. I'm a big hate. I hate our stadiums. I hate driving to games. I mean, partially because I love drinking beer at games, but just generally like, who likes that? I don't like it. No one likes it. We should not be taking cars. We should be taking trains to get to our sport games. And I think that is the only like SeatGeek for me. That's like the main thing, and that's the driving, and driving is a capitalist.
Yeah, I mean driving
venture,
sucks.
so.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean if we had any trains going north and south, that would be awesome. Well, any further, anything other than the red line, I should say.
Top, yeah.
But like. Yeah, you're right. The Evanston Stadium is probably Maddie's. Like, probably the red line will even go all the way up that way. You know what I mean? Or
close enough. Yeah.
I've got a map in here somewhere. Yeah, actually, it's
but like
the
to your
purple
point,
line up by there. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah. To your point, yeah. Are we all gonna just build our we're all just gonna knock down shit and build our own? Each team is gonna build their own stadium. Like, is that where we're headed?
And we got into a big argument, but like a kind of back and forth at work, because somebody was like, well, what do you think the Fire or the Bears are going to break ground first? And I was like, the Fire. They're paying for it. This whole Bears thing still isn't real until it happens. Like,
it's not going to happen.
That is the most pauper-ass fucking franchise in the history of sports. They got their hand out like they're like, literally, they're like, our margins are razor thin. We don't make anything. Yeah. How can we ever exist on a couple $1 billion? Like, dude, I think it's 10 years before we still see the Bears out there in Arlington Heights.
I didn't know there were people that still thought that was happening, to be honest.
Oh, I mean,
I'm shocked that there are people talking about it as if it's real.
Yeah, nothing's real until it happens, right? But I just, oh God, it's kind of gross. It's kind of gross. You got the Sox wanting a new stadium. You got speaking of,
why do the Sox want a new stadium? Do we know?
Like, yeah, because they suck. So,
but their stadium is great.
Yeah, exactly. But they suck, so they need to build a new stadium to garner interest. Other than see, when they have to buy players, when they buy players, they have to pay for it. But when they build a stadium, they can beg the city to pay for it. So why be a better team?
Will that actually garner? Like, they're gonna. Them particularly. I'm like, you're not that inaccessible. It's not like that far south. Like, it's literally one of the most accessible. For me, it's definitely more accessible than Wrigley. Like, Andrew and I go to White Sox games just because it's so easy to get to. Like, we're gonna move like 2 miles north of where they are, and like that's gonna suddenly they're gonna explode as a team and get all this interest and all these new. Like, that's not gonna happen.
No, not at all. And you're right. It's so easy to get there. You just get on the red line and get right off on what's that?
Yeah,
Sox.
It's the easiest. Yeah.
Sox and 35th, right? Like.
If you're driving, even as much as I hate it, if you are driving, there's a highway exit right there. Like, it's
so insanely easy. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. Stadium woes. We are your home for complaining about stadiums. The internet's home of complaining about stadiums. Yeah, Serena, what is your favorite stadium to complain about? Go. No. Anyway.
I've done it like 5 times already in this episode. So.
I mean, so I guess that's the perfect place to start. There is a reason why we're not going to the game, but like, for real, we're not going to the game because we're kind of sick of going to SeatGeek. Because this is kind of one of the most important games of the season. Because really, if we win both New England games, which we have to, that's 6 points right there. Like, really, that's, the other games will fall into place. That's it.
Yeah, that's
the playoffs.
That's our cushion. Andrew, I will say Andrew and I think, are going to the second Revolution game in Massachusetts. So I think that gets me enough extra points to cover purposefully not going to this upcoming one.
Ooh, that should be fun. That should be a good time.
Yeah. I'm excited.
So are you guys going to hang out in Boston and then trip out to Foxborough, or are you going there just for the game?
I have family actually in Plymouth, which is closer to the stadium than Boston is. So I think we'll go out there and, maybe hang out there like a few days before or after. And then, but that's like kind of the basis of our trip. So we are going out for that game, but then of course enjoying some
other things in the area. But yeah, I definitely don't want to drive from Boston because it's like, I think the stadium's on the highway and Boston traffic is not anybody's friend. So definitely not doing that. But yeah, I'm curious to see what it's like. Never been.
I'm jealous. I'm jealous how many games you go to. You are a yeah, I know it's still in the same country, but you are a globetrotter. With that said, like I said, this is one of the most important games of the season. I'm hearing rumors that our new defenseman cannot play yet. So that's not lit.
Oh yeah.
Because we're gonna be down.
Yeah,
Waterman.
I don't even know when he's gonna be back.
Yeah, so we're down Waterman, and then the other guy we signed just isn't ready. So yeah, so we're gonna see.
We don't know why.
I mean, and I think Sam Rogers is still hurt, so it looks like a 16-year-old is gonna play one of the most important games in the last 15 years for this team.
Sick. I mean, in his defense, he didn't do that. I mean, he wasn't the worst player on the pitch last match. So
no, Barossa. We talked about what Barossa did.
Yeah.
So what is our analysis? Like, the last game was so bad. We got a week off because the Miami game got rescheduled. Like, are we just like back to normal? Like, should we expect Cuypers to not be invisible? Should we expect everybody to kind of, I mean, we kind of know our starting lineup except for the midfield every game, right? So the midfield, who would you start in this game? This is important. The three midfield positions, who are you starting?
Okay, that's a good question. Well, I will say also, just this is not to answer that question, but I think we talked about this maybe, but that Pineda got married, so maybe you start him because he's so happy and full of love.
Yeah, so shout out Mauricio Pineda. He married his. I mean, I guess you have to be the girlfriend before you're the fiance, but or the what? So he just proposed, didn't he? Or they married? Yeah, he proposed to his fiance. She's pregnant, I think, with their first child. So yeah, congratulations, Mauricio Pineda. Let's see you on the field stomp some people out.
Exactly. Yeah, like give him that chance. I would say midfield starters, definitely. That's tough. I mean, Guti, definitely the only person who played okay last game. Definitely him. I'm
an Avila believer.
Zavila, yeah, definitely. It's that third position that I'm not. I don't know.
What happened did Orihel hit the like rookie wall? Because that's the thing about this league is like, if you draft them, they come out of college, so they don't play anywhere near this amount of games. If you get them from USL, they still play a lesser amount of games. Like, so these rookies, they always hit a wall in the season where it's just more games than they've ever experienced in their existence. Did he just hit the wall, or is he still the secret sauce? Like, I don't
know. I feel like I thought he hit a wall, but actually, I'm looking back now, looking at even last match where everyone did terribly. He wasn't that bad. In my head, he was a lot worse, and I think he maybe in a match before that or two matches before that kind of did play pretty terribly. But you know what? I'm going back. I'll put my hope in him once more. We'll see.
That's what I'd like to see, but I'm starting to wonder. I don't pretend to know a lot, but I feel like Orihel and Avila actually play similarly, except for Avila's like the tall version of it. And I know that sounds dumb, but like, I think they're similar, and they might be too similar. That might be part of the problem.
Yeah.
So
who else is there? Kwame is hurt, I think.
Yeah, Kwame's hurt, and like really, he's on loan. So like, why even any of it?
Yeah. I can't count on it.
And then, I mean, I guess the one thing you can do, if in theory you think he's up for the task, and to cover a 16-year-old, you put the experience in, you get Acosta on the field.
No. To start, be crazy.
I mean, what do you? I mean,
I mean, as the first, would that be the first game that he started the whole season? I don't know that this is the game to try that out.
I'm sure he started
Has he
couple
started?
there at the beginning of the season.
Maybe at the very beginning.
I mean,
I
a
don't
handful.
know. I feel like that
that
might be too much of a risk. I'm going with Orahel just because at this point, like you said, this next game, we got to win it. We got to just, it's not like I'm going to say it, knock on wood, not like a crazy hard opponent. We just need to not be phased, not be spooked by the last result, and just stick with what we've been doing. Again, make changes where needed, small things, but like I feel like a cluster might be too much of a shock to the system.
I mean, I don't know. That's literally the reason why you signed him. Like, this moment right here is like specifically why he was put on this team, and like it's
you can always put him in the second half. A lot of things happen in the second half. I don't know that much about the
a whole nother half of soccer.
Exactly. Well, some teams that there are teams like Dortmund who their whole game plan is to just run the other team out and tire them out, and then just score a bunch in the second half. Maybe the Revolution's like that. I don't know.
No, I mean, Carlos Gil apparently is playing better now. He's Spanish. I was about to say, is he a national team? But hell no. So Carlos Gil is kind of back to Carlos Gil things from what I've heard. I really feel like maybe the mountain of shit I talk about Matt Turner might be karma coming back to bite me here.
No.
I'd really hope that Matt Turner doesn't just like stand on his head for the last 7 games of the season for a fucking team that's not going to make the playoffs.
Exactly. Exactly. Me too. Give up now.
Yeah, for real. Like, that's just our luck. Is Matt fucking Turner decides to be Matt Turner.
He becomes Prime Neuer.
yeah, right. Prime Neuer. The sweeper keeper. Anyway, God. So I don't know. Are you I know I said that. I'm not too terribly worried, but are you worried Matt Turner will stand on his head and despite how bad New England is, we won't score?
Well, I wasn't until you said it. No, I mean, I'm not terribly worried. I think, like we've talked about, our offense has never really been like the huge issue. That being said, who knows what's going to happen? I don't know, but I don't think the offense is going to be the problem.
No, it never really is, but fingers crossed. I don't know. It hurts because this whole season, like, the goal has been playoffs, but like we've seen so many sparks and we've won on the road and we've done all these like decent things. That everything's just kind of been like, oh, it'll come out in the wash. It'll come out in the wash. It'll come out in the wash. Well, now we're down to it. We're actually to a game that, even just for example,
it matters.
Well, yeah, like other seasons, there's been like 10 games of the season, like a must win or the season is over, right? So we haven't had a single must win game this season until this moment. They cannot do anything but get the full 3 points from this game, and like. That's kind of
the tie will be a loss.
It's the most stressed I've felt about a game in a long time. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
No, I agree. It's always worse when it's something that you can win and should, like, just even in terms of opposition. Like, there's almost like you're like, I hope the team is not taking it not seriously enough. Like, I hope they are also. I'm sure they are. But it's always it's weird timing too with this enforced break because of Miami, and like I just hope that I'm sure they are. I'm sure they're taking it seriously, but it is the first game that feels like we have to take it seriously as a team.
Yeah, 100%. I'm with you. I think the Fire are top to bottom a better team than New England. They are a better team. They've had a better season. They play better. That doesn't always mean winning in soccer.
Exactly, yeah. Especially not, with the Fire.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, although I will say, I just, again, to go back to the 4-0 loss result, I do feel like, again, I hope that they aren't in their heads about that. I think the bright side of that is, I do think the Revolution are, like, significantly worse than the Union. Like, to the point where if they're prepared, like, it's almost good that the last game they played against any opponent was so good. I'm hoping kind of in their heads that's what they're preparing for, and then it's just a breeze once we actually get out there and they they're like, oh, we're actually playing the New England Revolution and we feel comfortable. Like, I'm hoping that's what's happening. I think that's the ideal situation.
I hope so as well. I very much hope so as well. So I guess let's talk about this specific game. What do you have as far as like a prediction for a score?
I'm going 3-1. Higher.
That's probably the smarter shout. I say 2-0. New England.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like we'll be so much on the front foot. New England won't really have anything. It'll be 1-0. It'll be an ugly goal early. It'll be 1-0. It'll be just a dog ugly fight until we'll get a second one late. That's my prediction.
Fair enough. Yeah, I guess of course all this gets easier to predict once the lineups come out an hour before the game, and then I'm sure my prediction will go out the window once I see what he's
see
put
that
in,
Tom Barlow starts. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Or do we have
the blast?
I don't think any other than Sam Rogers we have any injuries that could really affect where the team's at.
I hope not. Yeah, I don't think so.
I think we're good on that. So like we're a little nervous. We're both optimistic about this game. At this point, does this team make the playoffs? What do you think? We were really positive about it last week, and I started losing faith.
I'm saying yes. I think they want it. Like, I think the players want it, and the players know, that it's important, and I think it's important to them, which is the key. So yeah, I'm saying yes.
Honestly, I think if they win 3 games, if they can win at home against New England, at home against New York, and on the road against New England, I think they could lose the other 4 games and still make the playoffs. Like, I really... So, I mean, we're probably not going to do that. We're going to probably draw, 6 or 7 of them. just to drag this shit out.
1-1, 3 times, yeah.
But, I mean, this is why you hired Greg. This is why you paid the money for Cuypers. This is why you paid the money for Bamba. This is why you hung on to Chris Brady. This is why Gutierrez is still here. This is why you signed Gutman, for God's sakes. This run right here, especially these next 2 games. And,
yeah.
Man, the more I talk to you, the more positive I get. On the show now, I'm feeling very positive. It's like the further away I get from the sun, I lose my power.
I feel like I just really do feel like we're not at we could get there. We're not at the place yet where I'm it makes sense to not be positive. Right now, it might not be completely logical. There might be plenty of reasons not to be positive, but I feel like there aren't reasons not to be yet.
Fair.
It's reasonable to be positive.
Yes. That's a really good way of putting that. The reasonableness of being positive. Okay. So with that said, I feel good about this team making the playoffs. And apparently Joe feels good enough about it that he's just off buying indoor soccer leagues.
Leagues, yeah.
Yeah,
not a team, a league.
Yeah, not a team, a whole league. So, do you know any details about this? I've just heard that he bought an indoor team. Yeah, okay. So, I don't think it's a real... I mean, okay, how do I word this? I don't think it's indoor soccer, the Miami Menace and the Iowa the fence, and, no. But it's a local area indoor soccer league where actual, talented kids play and could translate to players for the first team outdoor. You know what I mean? It could eventually lead to that sort of thing.
Is that the point? Because I'm just wondering what investment analysis he's getting that's telling him this is where to put his money, and that must be it. It must just be that he thinks it's going to feed into his other investments, the fire.
If I was a betting man, I think Joe Mansueto, the kind of guy that he seems to be, and the fact that he has a B next to his evaluation, He sees this as the opportunity to own the entire sport of Chicago, or of soccer in Chicago. I think if it weren't for the optics of buying out like a woman-owned women's team, I think he might have already bought the Red Stars at this point. Like,
Yeah.
I think he sees the whole, is there an indoor league here in Chicago? Well, then everything is going to have Chicago Fire branding everywhere.
Yeah.
And like your 6-year-old is going to be hit in the face with this logo until he remembers it everywhere, right? So like,
yeah, not a bad strategy.
Like he has the practice facility, actually what's funny is I guess this was like 10 years at this point, but it was really funny. I went to Riot Fest at Douglas Park, right? It was like when they went to Douglas as opposed to Humboldt. And right there at Douglas Park, there was like a Fire branded like mini pitches for the kids because obviously it's a real park. It's not a concert venue, So like it was like, oh my God, that so you actually see around the city where they put in money. Yeah. And I like I said, I think it's a smart move. Like, dude, you have $1 billion. You you could.
You do need to spend that money when you have that money. Like, I think it's advised by people that you spend it. So yeah.
And why the fuck would you feed people? Fuck that. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right, rant's over. But no, in all seriousness, like I think it's about owning the idea of soccer in the city of Chicago.
Wow.
I mean, here's fingers crossed, I guess. I don't know. I don't even know what I care about it anymore.
Yeah, if it helps the Fire get better players, I guess that's as far as I care.
I'm a simple man with simple pleasures, and having a soccer team that doesn't suck horribly is one of them.
Yeah. Yep.
But
not much to it.
So I guess the last thing I'll bring up before we get out of here, because this has been already a long one. Something up Serena's alley. They actually put out a video online of Cuypers signing the like trading cards, and I thought that was kind of wild, just the assembly line stuff, and the fact that he was like hip to it and already just was like just
yeah.
So
yeah.
Are you gonna try and get a Cuypers signed card from that?
Well, I was going to say, yeah, what I got from that video, I was like, I didn't realize there would be on-card autos for Cuypers, because I thought usually all of them are just, like, because he did both. He did the on-card and the stickers.
Oh, okay.
The stickers they put on the card, but it's, like, a really big deal if you get it, the one that he actually signed directly on the card. So I didn't know there'd be on-card autos at all. So that's big. I feel like I probably will try, and would probably not get it, but I would probably purchase whatever card box that's in and hope that I'd get it. I did get, I think I showed this on one of the other podcasts. I got Acosta to sign his little like World Cup sticker from the last time he was on the team,
neat.
And he was really excited about that. So I've already got my on-card auto for the Fire, but it would still be fun.
So is it still Upper Deck who does the MLS stuff, or because I remember early in the league's existence, the Upper Deck was the brand that put out like cards.
I think it's just the Topps card. I don't know.
Oh,
I'll have to check
it's Topps now. Hell yeah! See, part of me,
yeah, I think
part of me wanted to
like
start
here, but none of them.
Oh shit! Look at you! You got hella cards. Oh,
we got a lot of them. I don't think any of these are. We did have an MLS one, but I think we opened all of them. But I'm pretty sure it was Topps, and it was from 2 years ago. So I think the only Fire person that could have possibly been in it was Shaqiri, and like we never got any.
I guess I'm dumb. Yeah. So they hooked Andrew and Serena were nice enough to hook me up with an Evander and a Jordan Morris, because I won't shut up about these guys, which I appreciate. Thank you again. Also, my buddy thanks you for those Dortmund stickers. He really loved it.
Oh, nice. I'm glad.
Yes. So
those are good.
Anyway, I guess once we start talking about
plenty of crap around here.
Well, you guys have the oh shit. There's something I actually have to show you. I just remembered. Anyway. See, once we just start talking about shooting the shit and hanging out, I think that's about the time you end the podcast. I mean, Serena,
Yeah, it goes off the rails.
thanks again for being here. I had a really good time. You always make me feel more positive about the Fire, so thank you.
Glad.
And a shout out again, DPG with his third kid. That's a big deal. And I think the oldest is maybe in kindergarten. So woof.
Wow. Good luck.
Yeah, dude, it's a problem once you when you're no longer in man-to-man defense and you're running zone. When you're like outnumbered,
Yeah.
it's a problem.
That's tough.
Anyway.
Well, yeah, send all the positivity that we have, send it to him.
Oh yeah, all the good vibes send to DPG, all the nasty hate send it to Jaymes for watching football.
Yeah.
And hanging out with loved ones. What the hell is he doing? Anyway,
God.
for Serena, I have been FC Neo Tokyo. Thank you guys for hanging out. Help us get to 500 subscribers. Do some sort of nasty thing with that like button. And we will see you again next week. Peace.